Hello and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. On behalf of OTC Markets, we are very pleased you have joined us for our AI and Technology Conference. Our next live presentation is from SideChannel. Please note, you may submit questions for the presenter in the box to the left of the slides. You can also view a company's availability for one-on-one meetings by clicking Book a Meeting in the top toolbar. At this point, I'm very pleased to welcome Brian Hogley, Chief Executive Officer, and Ryan Polk, Chief Financial Officer of SideChannel, which trades on the OTCQB venture market under the symbol SDCH. Welcome, Brian and Ryan.
Thank you for having us. Good afternoon, everybody on the East Coast. That's where I'm located, and everybody on the West Coast, where Ryan is located, actually. So we'll go through a number of items that we have going on for SideChannel. We are traded on the OTCQB, or as our ticker shows, it's SDCH. And the numbers that we're going to be going will be as of December 31st, 2024. We do have a fiscal year start of October 1, so as of December 31st, 2024 is actually the end of our Q1, but just everyone get right-sized on that. So quick disclaimer on any kind of forward-looking statements that we may make. You can see here, pretty standard to anybody who's probably sat through or talked with us or seen any other companies that are trading. Little company overview. We are actually headquartered in Worcester, Massachusetts, which is the second largest city in New England. We're just outside of Boston by about 45 minutes to an hour, tucked in the middle of Massachusetts. While that's where our headquarters is, we've actually been remotely native as a company with our workforce across the United States and Canada since 2018, actually prior to the pandemic. We've been operating and have built the company to be a natively remote organization. Our mission overall is really to just make cybersecurity simple and accessible. Our target market for clienteles has been mid-market companies, small commercial, and then now into the enterprise market space with our new Enclave software. We'll get into that in a second. Like I said, these numbers here are overviewing our fiscal year ended September 30th, 2024. We had listed 7.4 million in revenue with about just under 13% year-over-year growth, and annual revenue retention about 69.2%. Revenue retention is something that we talk about from our services side of the business. We like to look at how we are retaining service-based clients in that type of a number. So really getting into who we are and what we're looking to do. Like I said, our byline is making cybersecurity simple and accessible. If anybody's dealt with cybersecurity, like I have, and I've been in this industry for 25 plus years, previously in Fortune 500 organizations leading cybersecurity and privacy and physical security programs, as well as within the federal government, specifically within the Defense Department and the intelligence community. It is not an easy area for most people to understand, but it is when you can start talking about what you net out of a cybersecurity program from a business lens. And if you start treating it like risk management, like you do other areas of traditional business, it actually becomes tangible and an attainable goal and risk to kind of overcome and address. And that's been our approach, is bringing cybersecurity risk into conversations with business leaders, our clients, and the like, in a way that they can understand it so they can make good decisions. And then that makes great clients for us and obviously leads to increased revenue, which is our goal as a business. Our business strategy is really built into three different areas. Growing our proprietary software revenue, which is Enclave. Developing go-to-market strategy for scaling those adoption clients, the early clients, and now as we're getting more into commercial and other federal clients with the product. We like that because there's higher margin than our services, obviously. And it also leads to multi-year deals. So it's a very sticky revenue line for us. So we're very excited about Enclave and what we're able to do and what we've built that into. And again, like I said, I'll go into what Enclave is in a minute. Our second business strategy is increasing our vCISO engagements. vCISO is virtual CISO. So just like the CFO leads the finance team, the COO leads the operations team at a company, larger organizations in the Fortune 1000 have chief information security officers or chief security officers. And this person is the one who's overseeing the entire cybersecurity program, maybe the privacy program, potentially even the physical security program for that company. They are a C-suite member. They're working in tandem with generally the general legal counsel, COOs, business leaders, reporting into the CEO, working alongside the CIOs, maybe the CTOs, and also getting regularly in front of board of directors to talk and discuss what the business risks are to the organization that stem from cybersecurity vulnerabilities and threats. So we're able to position, and this is how the company started, the ability to provide a virtual or a fractional CISO into the market. And we're continuing to expand our footprint in the mid-market. That's where we started. That's where we're continuing to expand. We're actually going upstream into larger companies because we are a tailored, affordable solution for that space. The regular cost for vCISOs, salary, starts around $500,000. You can think small, mid-sized businesses cannot afford somebody like that full time. So we're able to provide a tech-enabled service that gives them that level of expertise, that type of capability without spending, really outside of their budgets. So we see a substantial need in the market. There's really a growing need for this demand of fractional C-suite, and our focus on privacy and cybersecurity, because that's what our strengths are, has really kind of proved out. We are the largest vCISO provider in North America today, and we've used that insight at clients to allow us to build products like Enclave, as well as start identifying other areas that we can expand, like our third business strategy objective, which is program adoption. So things that you would like to have a cybersecurity program underneath a CISO full-time have implemented, things like engineering, architecture, cloud adoption, product security. Think about all of the SaaS companies and the software companies out there that are making products. They now need to have a secure story that they can tell their customers in order for them to sell. You have a lot of regulations that are coming out that are demanding a certain amount of adoption or compliance. And that's where we're able to, really, shine with clients. And that's actually where we pick up quite a bit of our sales motion through organizations that need to meet a regulatory need, or their board is looking for a better security posture from the organization, or maybe they had a customer or some type of sales blocker that keeps them from selling into a specific sector or space or to a specific client. And that's really where we're able to step in and, again, making cyber simple and accessible. Two business lines, like I mentioned, our proprietary software Enclave, really a novel approach to securing a system. Think about your phone, your computer, your laptop, the servers you have, maybe on-prem, maybe the manufacturing systems that you have inside of a manufacturing facility or on the floor, things known as OT or industrial control systems that you have in your traditional IT infrastructure, the accounting system that your finance team uses, the HR system that your HR team uses, business and applications. We are able to deploy our Enclave solution in a way that allows for the permissions for access to be at a level known as zero trust, which means we do not allow you to access it unless you are who you say you are, and we can vet you. And this significantly reduces issues around breaches, compromises, availability impacts, which is really predominant inside of manufacturing. So our proprietary software is one of our business lines. The other one, obviously, being our tech-enabled services. It's really centered around consulting and advisory, our ability to step in, run, manage, and mature our clients' cybersecurity stack and reduce risk for the organization so that those businesses can focus on sales, increasing their revenue, reducing their expenses, not having some unforeseen costs associated with a breach or some type of ransomware or some type of payment that they have to make in order to keep operations going. Our job with our clients is to reduce that impact, and we're very successful with it. A little bit more about our proprietary software. A couple concepts might be a little bit too technical, but really, we are able to obscure the assets from visibility and then secure the assets from access. And these two concepts are very important. How can you attack something you don't know is there, right? If you did know it was there, but you're not allowed in and you're able to block and tackle the access, you're in a much better position than, say I always like analogies. Anybody who listens to our IR calls or on our internal team calls, we are essentially not just locking all of the doors and the windows on the house, we are also able to make the house invisible. And this is very important because if you can reduce the probability of being targeted, not just the impact of being targeted, you reduce your overall risk. Risk management is very simple. Probability times impact equals risk severity. You can talk to anybody who's non-cybersecurity, and that is the equation. And our goal with Enclave has been to reduce those two aspects. But if we can reduce the likelihood of something being impacted, we're much better off than just reducing the impact of something being attacked. So why not be able to go after both? And that's what we're able to do with Enclave. It meets a number of different complex requirements out there for compliance. We've seen a tremendous amount of success in our early adopters within the Defense Department because of our deployment methodologies and models. We've seen a tremendous amount of success inside of our commercial clients, again, specifically within manufacturing, because of our ability to reduce the impact on availability. Anybody who follows manufacturing or oil and gas or energy, availability is king. So anytime you can apply a standard or a capability to keep availability up, you're winning. I mean, that's really it. So generally you see folks not adopt cybersecurity capabilities because there's a fear that they are going to inadvertently impact availability. Our approach is acknowledging that fear while also directly addressing it so that it is not being impacted from outside threats, right? And we are just very excited about how this solution is able to roll out, be deployed very easily. We have heard very, very favorable feedback just really all along doing demos and POCs and rolling it out into clients from people who are 20, 30 years in IT networking and seeing how we've made something that was generally very costly, time intensive, hardware focused to roll out, and have us now do it with software defined networking, very easy, very usable interfaces that lower cost resources can deploy this. It's a lower cost solution compared to the likes of Palo and Cisco. So we're making wins there. The market that we're seeing is significant. Zero trust architecture reduces the attack surface. This is what people are looking for. This is what businesses are looking for. And they are seeking cost-effective ways to achieve this zero trust. Like I just kind of mentioned, majority of solutions to date have been centered around two things that we just don't do. And I think that's why we're able to win. One is, excuse me, hardware focused. So the likes of Juniper, Cisco, and Palo, you have to buy hardware, deploy hardware. There's a lot of costs associated with that. It invites complexity. The other that folks are looking to reduce costs on is just because it's software, it can be deployed in a lower cost manner. And software defined networking is a much lower and appealing alternative to hardware solutions and the like. And it makes it much more flexible. So there's a lot more use cases that our solution could be applied to versus kind of the more traditional legacy approaches. We know the market is there. 43,000 US companies with over 500 employees gives us, near a $5 billion total addressable market. And the likes of the companies that are out there currently doing this or trying to do this, our differentiator really is our strength, and it's their weakness. When you look at Illumio with Zscaler and Perimeter 81 and other solutions that are trying to provide the same type of capability, their entire platform relies on you going through their cloud infrastructure, which means they have to maintain a cloud infrastructure, which means that there is cost associated with that overhead as an expense. We have figured out a novel way to allow for encrypted point-to-points, and that allows for us to reduce the cost, which makes us much more appealing to that same target market. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we're hearing back from our clients as they are adopting our solution over others. Our risk management, our services side and what we're able to do, centered around Complete. So again, larger organizations they can afford a CISO, a full-time chief information security officer, and then a team. Maybe it's one, maybe it's 100 people on the team. You need the people, you need the expertise to be able to deliver all of this, but you can't afford all those folks. Our approach is to be able to fractionally, virtually provide many of those resources so that you can have a full cybersecurity solution at a fraction of a cost. And we can walk through that through different phases to onboarding, bringing a much better program to an organization. It's centered around that leadership. We're able to develop and bring in governance, technology, processes, capabilities, and this has informed what we are doing in our Enclave product because we're seeing what the gaps are, and we can now provide a solution that is financially feasible for an organization versus enterprise-style solutions that are maybe outside of their budgets. That services validation, again, we are the largest vCISO provider. It's a very large addressable market. Organizations are going to continue to have a demand for outsourced cybersecurity solutions. Regulations are not going away. They're getting more stringent. They're being rolled out. And the talent and the capabilities to go meet those things are going to continue to be in demand. We have a 2/3 to 1/3 distribution of our revenue across our capabilities. And we are looking to obviously increase our software and program sales to outpace our services sales over the next foreseeable future. Customer satisfaction is huge. We get a significant amount of very happy clients. We get continued renewals with our clients because again, cybersecurity is not going away as a risk. And we being a cost-effective solution, they can't justify the full-time hire. They can't justify the enterprise style solutions that might not meet their needs. We're fitting into that space very well, and the feedback we get from customers supports that. Just a couple of use cases, and hopefully we can make these slides available to you. If not, you can definitely hit our website. We do make a version of these slides available as well. Global asset-based lending company. They chose us because they had a concern amongst the board. We were able to strengthen their governance within 6 months, added full managed services and training, and then added vulnerability management programs over the course of our engagements with them and to date. Clients are seeing a benefit. They are referring us to their peers, their friends. We work a lot inside of portcos underneath private equity firms. Those private equity firms are picking us up and asking us to now work in other portfolio companies that they manage or own. So there's a lot of involvement from kind of the network and our good work that is happening and bringing us into new clients. And I see a question about our sales team, and I can get into that in a second. Thank you. Direct response marketing company, another key customer, needed to see capabilities inside this client. We were able to build in their program. We were able to remove that sales blocker for them, and they were able to be successful in selling their solutions to that customer. One of our clients here as a use case, large multinational manufacturer, failed a number of tests, couldn't have that on their really on their sheet. Board and management needed to see that these things were going to be addressed. And our approach, both with our services and with our software Enclave, we're able to meet those needs as we continue to deliver to that client. This is a really great space that we're in. We're actually, this is our use case is our second crypto mining client. We actually call 2 of the 3 largest Bitcoin mining operations in the world as clients. And, we were able to address SEC disclosure requirements that came out at the end of 2023, 2024, where you now need to start divulging to in your 10Ks and your filings what your cybersecurity program looks like. We're able to identify and manage to completion anything that is associated with material weaknesses, as well as continue to increase the security posture of these organizations, not just from a compliance standpoint, but from just the right thing to do and actually making organizations secure. So there's a lot of clients that we have, and there's a lot of really great use cases. So I could keep going on. I do want to give some time here for Ryan to hit some financials, and then I want to get to some questions.
Things to highlight. We became cash flow positive during our last fiscal year. That was a point of emphasis for us about 2 years ago or so. We made a commitment to reduce OPEX in order to achieve being cash flow positive. We did that, as you can see, in our March 31, 2024 quarter. No debt. Company hasn't carried any debt. We had a very small amount of debt up until about the December 2023. And you can see the consistent growth in our year-over-year revenue on this slide as well. So I will pause there. We'll pass it off to Q&A.
Quick, we do have some financial results calls coming up May 7th, August 6th, and December 3rd. You can sign up for our newsletter here, find out really everything about us from SideChannel.com, and you can reach out to our IR team at this address. So, we welcome, obviously, anybody following us on here and tuning into our story. So the first question that came through, can you discuss your sales channels? Do you have direct sales force? Are you a replacement sale or a new application? So our sales channels, we go through a number of them. One, we have a tremendous amount of inbound leads. We did really well with, and have done for the last 5 years, with marketing and the SEO. So we get a tremendous amount of inbound interest that leads to sales and new clients. We also have an outbound direct team, as well as an outbound channel team. So we are selling through other providers. In fact, if you talk to some very large organizations and MSSPs out there that are providing vCISO services, it's us behind the covers. So we did figure out a way to be able to white label and position ourselves so that larger organizations can resell and bolt us into their current delivery offering, as well as obviously going after net new and direct sales, both enterprise and SMB. We're selling through VARs, value-added resellers, other types of channels as well. I mean, all pretty very traditional and the like. Are we a replacement sale, a new application? On the services side, we're new. Generally, people are coming to us and talking to us and saying, hey, listen, we should have a cybersecurity program, and I don't know where to start. So we're able to step in and build that out and manage and run that. Enclave is in a position to either be a new or replacement. We can actually replace about 5 to 6 tools that are out there in most tech stacks today, and be much more cost effective than really any one or two of them, all within one platform. So we are replacing solutions. We are replacing folks who are traditionally doing their networking and their zero trust or their segmentation via hardware. So being a software agent and deploy, we're much more flexible, nimble, and lower cost. So we are a replacement in that. The other one is we are new somewhere where organizations need to start providing this type of capability. And, they're looking at us, they're looking at, our competitors, they're looking at traditional hardware models, and they're choosing us because, well, again, we're easier to deploy, we're lower cost, and I just think we're a much better product when you get through a POC at the end of the day. So yeah, thank you for that question. What are your milestones for 2025? Do you expect similar revenue growth for 25 as 24? Our milestones, I think right now, our next milestone that I have, if you look back at our financial figures here, our next goal for a yearly basis is really 10 million is our next number. We would like to obviously double and triple that over the next couple years. That could exponentially change based on how well we do with Enclave. So as we can move more up market into larger enterprise organizations, that software, I think, really has the ability to change the revenue projections for us. But conservatively right now, that's what we're working off of. And we continue to maintain zero debt. We're not raising any equity, or we're not issuing any shares. We're not in a position to have to raise right now. So you'll see kind of we're not really diluting our shares as is. We're continuing to increase our cash, and we'll start reinvesting that cash into our sales and our marketing efforts to start increasing, sales and driving revenue, all the while maintaining a good look at operational expenses. Really I think the major milestone is, EBITDA positive numbers, continuing to be profitable, moving to that side of things. Ryan, anything that I missed that maybe you want to touch on?
Nope, I think you covered it. Just investing our cash in selling and marketing with a real emphasis on building the go-to-market team for Enclave as the next wave of growth for SideChannel.
Yeah. So we have about 4 minutes left in our time here. Any questions? Any other questions? Like I said, please do sign up for our newsletter. We have an investor newsletter as well as other marketing that comes out really talking about us. We have an investor page off of SideChannel.com, I host some really good calls. We pretty on time with those calls, so do expect that those dates will not change, and you will again hear from myself and Ryan on those calls. We've been handling those for the last couple of years now. So. With that, I want to thank everybody at OTC Markets for the opportunity and this conference. Thank you for everyone who's joined in on this rapid overview of SideChannel that we could provide in a short half hour. But yeah, please do. We invite you to continue to follow our story, and we hope to see you out there. So thank you very much.